Hello and welcome to another I-League 2 encounter. It's time for match number 19 as Sudeva Delhi FC take on MYJ GMSC. We're live from the Sudeva Residential Academy for this one. Lots happening in the I-League 2 yesterday in terms of shape shifting in the table. A big result for Delhi FC over Sport also picking up points over SC Bengaluru. And today it's about Sudeva Delhi, who's right at the bottom, just the 1 point so far, taking on GMSC, who have 4 points at this point, 7th in the table as compared to Sudeva Delhi, 9th and last. Need to get their act together. And of course, we'll be taking a look at the lineups. But about time Sudeva Delhi get first win. Always gives you a bit of confidence once you do that. And the sides will be coming out very shortly. So there we go. Referee Rohan Das Gupta leading out the sets of players along with Somnath Banerjee, Riju Mondal, the assistants, and fourth official Mubashir Purayil. That's what it's all about. Sudeva Delhi versus GMSC live in the Sudeva Residential Academy. And of course, the I-League 2, such a competitive competition where 1 or 2 wins just take you high up the table. But it's about building that momentum, getting a few wins in on the spin. Biggest example, the team at the top of the table, Delhi FC, 3 wins in a row, all of them by slender 1-goal margins. They won 2-1 in all 3 of their last games, and that has up to the top of the table. And these 2 teams will be wanting to do something similar. So Sudeva Delhi in the red strip, GMSC in the white. And there are the officials, Rohan Das Gupta, Somnath Banerjee, Riju Mondal, and fourth official Mubashir Purayil. Match commissioner Mohammad Salim Pathan. And my name is Liam. I'll be taking you through the 90 minutes from the Sudeva Residential Academy this afternoon. And this is how Sudeva Delhi line up. A 3-5-2 to start things off. Nitish in between the sticks. Aryan Biswadev. Buanga is there as well. Moana in the center. Tondomba, Shikhir, Rituraj, Jajo. And up top there is the likes of Harpreet and Lalming Chuanga. And the subs as well. Lots of options on the bench, including Irom Singh up top. And for GMSC, a 4-1-2-3 by the looks of it. Paramjeet in between the sticks. There's Negi, Dion, Palash, Shravan, Pereira, Tanmoy, and Arvind, along with Irshad, make a bit of a diamond in the midfield. And then there is the experience of Lewis and Ashish. Options on the bench as well, in the form of Athar, Umesh, Rishik, Meet, Anil, Kamran, Shivam, Arif, Kuntal, Advait, and Pratham. So all set to go in this one. Still waiting though. Not sure what the hold up is. But either way, this is the time for Sudeva to get their first win of the competition. It's now or never. We've got to start moving up the table if you want to avoid relegation, or even being in relegation battle, that is. Still a bit of a stoppage. And anyway, so they've started off their campaign with a 0-0 draw versus Karbi Anglong Morning Star back on the 27th of March. GMSC with a 3-3 draw. What a first game that was of the competition versus Sporting Club Bengaluru, not de Goa. Looks like we're all set now. Slight delay, but we will kick off. So match number 19 kicks off at the Sudeva Residential Academy. Sudeva Delhi taking on GMSC, who have made the trip from Mumbai. They are in 7th position on 4 points, and Sudeva right at the bottom on 1 point in 9th position. No wins yet, just one draw and 2 losses for the hosts today. But that being said, they are the hosts. They are playing at home, so it's time they get going in the I-League too. Played towards the left, where Jajo was there. Shot comes from a distance. I won't mind that, from Rituraj Mohan. Early on in the game, taking a chance at goal. So as I said, it was that first game where Sudeva Delhi got a draw 0-0 versus Karbi Anglong Morning Star. After that, hasn't been the results that they would have wished for. Long ball, looking for a chase, won't get there. Then they lost 2-1 to Delhi FC. Lost 1-0 to Sporting Club de Goa. That was a Really close game. And they have played just the three matches. Here's a chance though, down the right hand side. Well defended. Bit of a barge there. It's kept in play. But the cross isn't the best. Some teams have played 5 games, including Naroka and Sporting Club de Goa, who played their 5th game yesterday. So Sudeva Delhi have a game in hand on the likes of Naroka, who are just above them. A win here for Sudeva Delhi, and they can move up to 7th, above their opponents today in the form of GMSC. As I said, one win or two wins, and you can catapult many teams, multiple teams, to move up the table. That's a bit of a sandwich tackle on the likes of Jajo Prashan. No foul given though. Moving the ball nicely, Sudeva Delhi, to start things off. And the ding towards the left hand side. And again, Jajo Prashan couldn't get past. Good defensive work from Shravan Shetty. And the same can be said about Ashish Shilalge. That should be picked up by the keeper. And then taking a look at the likes of GMSC, who started off with a 3-3 draw versus Sporting Club Bengaluru. That was a game which showed that they can get their goals, and they can also mount a bit of a comeback. That's another foul. And Ashish Lalge gets a talking to. That's a poor challenge actually. He's very lucky that he doesn't get a yellow. It was pretty high. Then in their second game, a slender 1-0 loss to United Sports Club. But they lost out to a penalty which was scored by George Com. There's a chance now for Sudeva. Sudeva run down the right. Could be a penalty. Nothing to it, says Rohan Das Gupta. Play on. Challenge came in there from Palash. Palash Barber. Is his name cutting across nicely to get the ball. There was a bit of contact, but I don't think it was enough for a pen, especially in the early stages of the game. Then on the 9th of April, GMSC finally got a 2-1 win versus Naroka. Goals from Arif Sheikh and Arvind Rajan. So a couple of conversations there between Chuanga and Jajo Prashan. This is a long league, but you've got to make sure you get your points in early. And that's what Delhi FC are doing. That's why they're sitting pretty at the top. 3 wins. Now, with the long throw, only white shirts around. And that is really helpful for GMSC. Strikes the referee, but I think it was going straight to the Sudeva player. They won't be too happy about that. You see it all in football. Nonetheless, here we go. GMSC quite happy sitting back, coming through as a away team today. Wonderful surface here at the Sudeva Residential Academy. And we called a game from the Delhi FC home ground, the Minerva Academy as well, yesterday. Both breeding grounds for great talents. Sudeva Delhi FC also playing in the Youth League, the AIFF Elite Youth League. Had a game today versus the Football for Change Academy. That didn't go too well. There's a chance though. Good defensive work again from the likes of Palash. And another header backwards. It will be a corner for Sudeva Delhi. As I said, lots of competitions taking place in the Indian football circuit. The Elite Youth League, the Indian Super League, Indian Football League, of course, which is what the teams are fighting for a place in. If you can get promoted from the I League 2, you go to the Indian Football League. Aryan will be taking this one, skipper of Sudeva Delhi. Doesn't want Jajo to come short for it just now. But Jajo just pulling a player with him away from the penalty area. Decent delivery, header. I think was stopped by a red shirt. Still kept alive. Chance to shoot. And it's hit the bar. Ball is still alive though. Sudeva Delhi have another chance. Cleared away again. Can they recycle? But what a chance. And what a strike that was. Needed to hit the target from close quarters though. It was all happening. It was set up and smashed. I think there was a slight deflection on it. Rituraj Mohan with the shot. When he struck it, he must have thought that has to be going into the top right corner. But the woodwork denies Sudeva Delhi, which would have been a lead that they would have earned because they're playing really well. Won't get a corner this time though. Moving the ball nicely, creating chances. This one was a set piece. Almost broke the deadlock early on. And you need a bit of luck. That's something they haven't had in their first 3 games in the I League 2. GMSC looking for their first proper attack of the game. Keen Lewis tries to play it through. Arvind Raj. Back to Keen Lewis. Goes for a ball in the area, flicked away. Could be the first corner of the game for GMSC. Yes, it will be. They try to do what their opponents did, put a bit of pressure on the defense.
हमारा फ्रेम कट रहा होगा ना हमारा कट रहा आ रहा है कटा हुआ है।
Keen Lewis comes in to take it. Not the best of deliveries. Cleared away. I would expect a little better from him. That's more like it. Teasing for the keeper who misjudged it for a second. But then plays it upfield. Nitish Mehra. Doesn't go too far though. GMSC come back with it. Another cross. Goes towards the second post. Kept alive though. This is better from GMSC. In the air again. And that is a good claim. from Nitish. So slowly but surely, GMSC coming into this one. They are slightly higher on the table as compared to Sudeva Delhi, so they will want to keep it that way. Arvind Raj has a bit of space there, brought down, takes the free kick quickly and spread towards the right hand side. This is good from the visiting side. Nice cut inside, that'll be a foul. Oh, it hasn't been given. Eventually it was. Late call from the ref. Shravan Shetty brought down. This is a good chance to put something into the area from the likes of Keen Lewis. And a bit of a slip as well in the bargain from Aryan as he made that foul. Quite a few white shirts in the area. Four of them to be specific. On the edge, there is Ashish Lalge. Let's see what they can do with this one. Keen Lewis puts it in, headed away nicely. Time for a long throw. And this time nothing comes off it. So 5 minutes where GMSC have had a bit of the ball. So Deva Delhi will be pretty happy with the way they have started as well. In fact, both coaches won't be too annoyed at the way things are taking place. Zahid Shafi Mir, coach of Sudeva Delhi, and Vijit Sudhakar Shetty, head coach of GMSC. Keen Lewis brought down. Don't think it was a foul though. All eyes on the ball. You've got to release the ball there. Losing possession too easily. Play on, says the referee. A bit of advantage. That's a useless ball towards the left. There was no runner close enough for that kind of a pass to be made by Irshad.
मजा आ रहा है
Gets a bit of a stink eye from his teammates. Still trying to move through on this occasion. GMSC. And another aimless ball as Keen Lewis was dropping deep and wanting it there, but he doesn't get it. Still 0-0. Not many goals scored. Wang Dentamang has scored just the one for Sudeva Delhi in their game so far. They'd want a few more of those as the season progresses. On the other hand, 5 goals for GMSC. 2 from the likes of Arvind Rajan. That's a foul. Might be going towards his pocket. No. And a goal each for Ashish Lalge, Arif Sheikh and Kiran Pandhare. So talking to for the players. From Rohan Dasgupta, very experienced referee. You've seen him a lot in the Indian football circuit. Very noticeable, of course. It's his tall stature. And of course, has a very nice way of proceeding over the matches. So that's why you see him throughout the circuit. Sudeva Delhi haven't had as much possession as they would have liked in the last 5-10 minutes. First 10 minutes, it was all about them, and ever since they've hit the woodwork, it just hasn't worked for them after. Nicely kept there by Irshad. Picked up again now by GMSC. Pretty comfortable in possession now that they have settled into the game. And as I say, that a long ball, nicely taken down again by Irshad. Finds Ashish Lalge. Looking to move towards that left with Shannon Pereira playing that deep midfield role for now. Another ball over the top, and that'll be offside. Early call from the assistant. So 20 minutes in, anybody's game. Sudeva Delhi might be at the bottom of the table, but they haven't played badly. As I said, very close losses, 2-1, 1-0, 0-0, which is the only point they've got. Another chance here. Decent turn from Harmanpreet, but he couldn't get the shot away. Good defending. Another ball into the space for Arvind. Looking for the hold-up play there, Irshad, but doesn't get it. Nice work from Chuanga. Looking for that flick through, but he can't get it. Shikhar. After a decent ball from Tondomba. So it's that sort of a game where if one of the teams score, then I think the other will start putting a bit more pressure. But for now, they're both just playing that waiting game, trying to build up as much as they can. Played around the corner, but sometimes the striker just wants the ball to his feet, and that's exactly what Rituraj Mohan was saying. I've got nobody around me. Play it to my feet. And that does come with playing with each other for a while. It's still early doors in the season, just the fourth game for Sudeva Delhi. But by now, you've got to start moving towards the common goal, which is the first 3 points of the game. That's a nice move. Good ball through, but he's left it alone there. Chuanga, but I don't think that was the right option. That's an awkward fall for, I think, Biswadev, who stays down. Irshad went for the ball, only eyes on that. In fact, it was Lal Muanma who fell on that occasion. Biswadev collecting the ball after. Either ways, he's good to go. No clean sheet yet for GMSC. They'll be looking for their first one today, and they've got 9 yellow cards so far in the games they've played, which shows that they do like to put their challenges in. They've also conceded 9 goals, so they wouldn't want to hit double digits in any of those today. Here's Raj, whose shot has come closest to opening the scoring today. Trying to keep the ball flowing as much as they can, Sudeva Delhi. GMSC, whenever they get it, mostly try to move forward and try and get a bit of a pass. That's not the best of clearances. Luckily, falls to a teammate. Just over 20 minutes to go. Still looking for our first goal of this game. Decent delivery, easy pickings for Nitesh there. Sudeva Delhi, who started off in 2014, those days under Sudeva Moonlight FC. And were the first team from the capital city to play the I-League. Right now, both Sudeva Delhi and Delhi FC played in the I-League, but now they are unfortunately in the I-League too, looking to get back into the Indian Football League, and both on either side of the table. Sudeva Delhi right at the bottom, Delhi FC right at the top. Good challenge coming in there. A bit of afters, I think. Arvind went in for the challenge. I don't think there was much in it, but he did come off worse of the two players. He should be fine to continue though. Of course, speaking of Delhi clubs, a new ISL entrant this year in the form of Sporting Club Delhi. And that'll be a yellow card to somebody on the bench. Might be the head coach. chipped over the top, and Keen Lewis clears it nicely. And Sudeva Delhi did decently in the I League 2 back in 23-24, came third in that competition. Now Sudeva Delhi have a chance. Opportunity to cut inside and take a shot. Nothing coming off that one. It will be a throw. Bwanga puts it in. Keen Lewis clears it away. And another ball into the area. And nicely defended again by the white shirts. So they're still pushing in the beginning. And that'll be time for a cooling break. 30 minutes in. Still 0-0 in match number 19 between Sudeva Delhi and GMSC. So a bit of a tactical timeout as well when it comes to these cooling breaks. It is really hot. And of course, not much to be changed. I think both teams have been pretty decent. But it's all about getting that first goal. Quite a few options on the bench for both teams. And in this heat, of course, even with the cooling break, it's still tough to keep going. So we might see a few changes as the game progresses. Rotating the ball nicely here. GMSC. Paramjit clears it away, and he hasn't had too much to do in this game just yet. None of the keepers have. Nitish has had a few collections, but that's about it. And Keen Lewis gets called offside pretty late. Would have expected the call to come in a little earlier, when maybe the ref saw it late. Decent ball towards the right hand side, kept in. Can Sudeva Delhi manufacture a chance here? Double team gets past both the defenders, but not with the ball in possession. Another chance to cross maybe for the boys in red, and not taken. Ruturaj tries to fend off Surajit, who does a really good job defending towards the left hand side. Applauded by some of the academy boys as well. Of course, supporting Sudeva Delhi, but if they see good football, they'll appreciate it. So 12 minutes and a bit remaining. After the first 10 minutes, it has been quite a stop-start game. First of two games today in the I-League 2. Karbi Anglong Morning Star and Bengaluru United will be playing later on at 6 p.m. You can catch all the action on the Indian Football YouTube channel. Apologies for a few technical difficulties. We're back, and Rituraj tries to play a ball through. That's a decent one. Chance now for Sudeva Delhi if he squares it properly. And there were two red shirts, but it wasn't crossed into the area with enough venom. Here they come again. Chuanga puts it through. Keeper does really well to claim there. Paramjit put his head and hands into a position which could have brought him a bit of pain, but he doesn't mind it. Lal Moana could have just stuck out his foot there. Of course, not to hurt him, but maybe to get a touch on the ball. If he got a touch first, it was his goal for the taking. Ashish picks up the ball, tries to play it backwards, loses it. Ruturaj trying for another pass. It was a good one he played before this. Another ball over the top. Nothing comes off it again. And Paramjeet just wanting a few runners forward to play the ball into, but not really happening. As I said, a goal will really help this game. Sudeva Delhi just scoring a one this season. Trying to play a better brand of football today. But it hasn't worked for them in terms of getting a goal just yet. Decent ball. Keen Lewis with the chase. Not the best of clearances. He'll pick it up. He'll try to cut inside and get a cross away. He does exactly that. Good header away. But now another chance to clear. Same defender, I think, Lal Moana with the clearance. Ruturaj looks for a big pass over the top, but there was nobody making a run.
Number 30, Noet.
So a bit of a clash there, and hopefully not too much of an injury. But both the physios come out and make sure that everything's okay. Of course, putting their bodies on the line as much as they can, both teams. And we have had quite a few stoppages in the match so far. Paramjit, as I alluded to before, does try and get every ball possible. Kind of a good goalkeeper. Quite a few people in the box. Sudeva Delhi looking for a decent delivery. All the white shirts back and then headed away again. Should be another throw. In fact, it's been kept in play. Here they come again, looking for something before this half-time break, which will be coming in a few minutes' time. Headed away again. And they are playing quite a few nice balls into that channel. And that's a challenge from behind. Could be a yellow card for Ruturaj. Not required. It wasn't going anywhere. Oh, that's a poor one. From behind, from Rituraj onto Ashish Lalge. Dion puts one ball into the channel. Nobody home. Too far for Arvind. And it's been that sort of a first half from both the teams, almost creating chances, almost getting the goals. Rituraj himself hitting the woodwork. Well, at least he's been trying a lot, even with that yellow card that he picked up. He's tried to win the ball back. And that will be the first half. 0-0, still no goal, or rather just the one goal from Sudeva Delhi's point of view in this I-League 2. GMSC won't be too disappointed because they are on the road. But for now, at the Sudeva Residential Academy, it's Sudeva Delhi nil, GMSC nil. As we head into a bit of a breather, and we'll come back with the second half shortly.
ये zoom in zoom out है एक्चुअली ये zoom in zoom out है ये फोकस है तो इधर आ करके देख अभी टाइम ब्रेक है ना फिलहाल मतलब ये है इन आउट आराम से
सीधे ही जाऊँ सीधे ही है इसमें तो बॉल लगे कुछ बोलियो मन मारेंगे बहुत 50 मिनट और चलाने बैठे अब तो बैठ गया इसको करिए बताओ
देख बाकी सब हो रहा है हमारे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है वो और वो कॉर्नर किसी को
So here we go. Time for the second half. Hopefully, a few more goals, a bit more action. As it's still nil-nil between Sudeva Delhi and GMSC. Ball rotation has been good from both sides, but in the final third, a little bit more intent and sharpness, fluidity, all of them in one. I think they're doing everything well until that final third, and then it's just about a hit and hope or a through ball, and let's see what happens rather than an actual plan or a really good go at it. They've definitely both got the ability to do so. It's just about getting it done. No foul given. GMSC can break. Keen Lewis gets it early. Good touch by him. He'd want to cut inside maybe. He does cut inside, puts a decent ball through, but headed away by the red shirt. That's better from GMSC. Keen Lewis holds the key, of course. Very experienced campaigner, has played in multiple clubs throughout the country and also abroad. But here comes Sudeva Delhi. Chance to cross, not taken first time. And cross straight into the area, but a little better from both teams. Easy pickings for Paramjeet. Got a bit of a clash towards the end of that first half. Looks like he's shaken that off. Nice bit of ball carrying, but then played back towards the centre back. Not taking too many chances. Playing those balls through the centre from your own half, it is risky. Shikhar. Viswadev back to Shikhar. Decent ball through from Bwanga, but there is a chase to no avail. And then cleared away. Will be another Sudeva throw. Put towards the corner. Keen Lewis picks it up. Was there a foul? There will be a chance to put something into the box. Referee and official assistant rather were pretty close to the action. So Aryan Khokhar will come on to take the free kick. Will look to swing it in with his left foot. Decent delivery, parried away by Paramjeet Singh. Looking for a goal himself there. Aryan, as long as it's put into a dangerous area, that's what counts. And now from the other side, Jajo Prashan. Chance for a header. There was a red shirt there. Another shot, but cleared away by GMSC. Just like they started the first half. From a corner. The ball spilling over towards the red shirts, but then blocked well by the ones in white. Bit of stoppage now.
कलर थोड़ा वार्म ज़्यादा हुआ है इसको कुछ ऐसा होगा नहीं अब ठीक है ठीक है होगा अरे बहन से कहाँ गए अरे ये कॉर्नर चाहिए ज़्यादा दिख ही नहीं रहा हमें तो फोकस और वो फोकस
So still waiting for this throw in to be taken.
इसमें क्या कर रखा है हाँ
Here's Aryan again, who could have scored from
रिंग से कर रहे हो
that free kick himself,
मैं तो यहीं से कर रहा हूँ अरे कुछ नहीं
if not for Paramjit's parry over the top. Now from the left comes Sudeva again. Jajo keeps going, gets brought down. No foul, says Rohan Das Gupta. Good pace from him though. Jajo doesn't really complain about the fact that he didn't get the free kick. Maybe there was minimal contact.
फोकस है क्या
That'll have to be taken from a deeper position. Picked up again. Rabona pass there from Jajo and he doesn't get it back. That would have been swift if he did. It's all happening. Except a goal, that is. At the Sudeva Residential Academy. And these throws are helping them move slowly but surely. And they make the ground up and get a little closer towards the opponents, their GMSC, but now they've lost it. That's good pace being shown. Fantastic pace being shown actually by Shikhar. And now he'll do a bit of a pullback and give a foul away. Tough to keep control when you're moving so quick down that right hand side. Almost 10 minutes gone. It's still 0-0. And like most Sudeva Delhi games, it might be just the one goal that decides it. That pass should have made its way to Arvind, who can strike it from that sort of a range. And Keen Lewis runs into a bit of traffic in red. But now Sudeva Delhi move it forward. Rituraj plays it wide. Jajo keeps going. Rituraj is there in case he wants it. Shrikar misses it out. Chance to shoot from a distance over the top from Tondomba. End-to-end stuff though. That's what it's all about. Much better in this half from both teams as compared to the first, which was slightly underwhelming. That'll be a foul. A decent distance to put something into the area again. Couple of players on it, Aryan and Jajo, who have been taking most of the set pieces. Here's Aryan. With the left foot, dinks it towards the second post. Paramjeet claims it easily after all that planning. You've got to do better there. And now this can fall kindly. But it doesn't. To Arif Sheikh, who's come on as a sub. Paramjeet should claim, I was thinking, but he will clear instead. Got to keep going. It's all about the confidence, I would say, as a Sudeva Delhi player. If you get one goal here, then it could just change everything in the season. One goal, one win. But they're not getting that, and that's why there's still something that is keeping them under the cosh. Here come GMSC though. Oh, you've got to release the ball a little quicker there if you're Shannon Pereira. And now on the break, Sudeva Delhi have a bit of pace. We've seen that before. They have a lot of pace in the form of Jajo, but that's a great challenge coming in from the right-hand side. More energy in this second half. That's all we wanted. And I called yesterday's game between Delhi FC and Sporting Club de Goa. That was end-to-end. Especially the last few minutes. Some good moves. I'm sure we'll see more of that as the league progresses from all the teams. Aryan keeps going. That would have been a great move. Rituraj couldn't find him. Jajo, great pace. Crosses. That's a decent flick on. But Paramjeet has nobody else around him. And that might be a foul. It is. Surajit Singh with a slight touch. to bring down the likes of Shikhar, who's also got that pace. But they weren't using it much in the first half, so they were Delhi.
देखना अभी
Tondomba lines up this free kick. Towards the back post, kept alive. This is the chance! Parried away by Paramjeet. Not enough contact, I would say, once the ball was put back in. And mostly before somebody tapped it in, Paramjeet said, I've got to push this away. They're getting closer and closer now, Sudeva Delhi, to that elusive goal. Aryan with the delivery again towards the second post. Good defensive work. A header blocked by another header. And that's why the defender stays down for the time being.
जितना टेढ़ा होगा उसका फोकस सही रहेगा फोटो फोकस आपने ऑटो पे डाल रखा है नहीं तो ऑटो पे है ऑटो पर है फोकस ऑटो पे है तभी तो बोल रहा हूँ कि जैसे जैसे मैं जूम कर रहा हूँ वो जा नहीं रहा
Here's Jajo. And that hits the side netting. Probably going to be given a foul anyway against Paramjeet. Ball didn't go into the post, but he and one of his teammates did.
ये आगे रहेगा ऑटो पे तो पीछे मैनुअल है पीछे मैनुअल है मतलब ये वाला अभी ये मैनुअल है ये आगे जाएगा तो ऑटो रहेगा
So Paramjeet will get a bit of attention as we get a bit of a breather. So Paramjeet is fine. Sudeva Delhi scoring that one goal at home versus Delhi FC. And that was by Wandin Tamang in the 73rd minute. But they were already down 2-0 thanks to goals from Himanshu Jangra, who's topping the charts in terms of goals scored. Played wide. Looking for a cross. That's a decent setup. Not the best of touches, so couldn't shoot. Now they recycle it. And the shot has been taken, but I don't think it was the best angle or distance for the same. Beautifully done by Aryan to keep that in play after a loose pass from Lal Muanma. Now the ball through. Rituraj stopped in his tracks. And Lewis picks it up. Tries to change the angle of the pass. Passes it straight to an opponent. Tondomba to Buanga. Shikhar with a bit of space. Poor delivery. Got to put that into a better area for your attackers. Lots of possession for the home side. Can they make the most of it? Can't keep it in play just there. Has been put out, I think, for a throw. Yes. Haryan, who's had a lot of the ball in spite of just being a left back. Here he is again. Goes for a right footed cross this time. Decent delivery, headed away. GMSC's defense has been solid. So far, at least. Another chance to cross for Aryan. Goes for the ball on the ground. This time doesn't work. GMSC up to the task. And now they get a few meters forward. Nice academy, of course, for Sudeva. It is a residential academy which always helps and gets the boys closer to each other. And that's a nice move now. Good challenge coming in from Shravan Shetty. As I said, the defense has been watertight so far from the boys from Bombay. Here's a chance. Runs into a bit of traffic. Shot from a distance isn't the best. After it was set up by Kuntal, who's just come on. Put into space quite nicely. This is great attacking football from Sudeva Delhi. And that'll be a foul. Blatant pull back there from Palash Barbar, who has to go into the book. As pulls down Rituraj, who himself is on a yellow card. And he's been joined by Palash. Been very impressed with the way they're moving the ball along here, Sudeva Delhi. All the momentum. Can it lead to a chance? Can it lead to a goal? Rituraj puts it in, looking for a flick on. I don't think it had enough purchase on it, that's for sure. Another chance to cross. Paramjit will claim. Active goalkeeping from him. And that's a lovely fake from him to get away from Rituraj. A bit like a basketball player. Or maybe even a rugby kicker or an AFL player if you've watched those sports. But here we go again. Proper battle between attack and defense. But for now, the points are being split. That's another nice ball. But Rituraj's touch isn't the best. Could have actually played the 1-2 with Ijaz Ahmed, who's on. They pick it back up here, Sudeva Delhi. Chance to shoot over the top this time by Shikhar. Shikhar, who found himself in a good position again, and that's why he is quite disappointed. That was a good advantage played by Rohan Das Gupta. And Paramjit with a bit of a stoppage again, feeling the heat maybe. Dion getting a bit of hydration in as well. That's gone pretty high into the evening sky here at Sudeva. And Arvind goes for a cross first time, awkward one, but cleared away by Biswadev. As you would expect, it was eventually decent height for him. Not that awkward as I once thought. Put back in, headed away. That should be picked up by another white shirt and recycled. 4 in the area if they want to make a cross. Kuntal chops it inside, does finally cross it. Decent delivery. And the header's over the top. Nice move from GMSC. But the ball was slightly behind Arvind. That's why he couldn't keep it on target. That's a nice ball down the left. Holds on to it. Does Shikhar. Deflection, awkward bounce. This is the chance for Sudeva. This is the chance and it's taken. Sudeva Delhi FC finally break the deadlock in the 73rd minute. A bit of a defensive mishap. Red pick up the lead. Paramjit only has his defenders to point fingers at. But it's a goal to the good. Try to see that one more time. But it's a goal that they deserve, especially in the second half. They've been moving the ball along nicely. Difficult pill to swallow from a GMSC point of view. But at this level, you've got to make sure you stop those ones. Now they're trying for an equalizer. Crossed in, headed away. On the rebound, no chance to shoot. Looking for a cross there. Surajjeet doesn't get it. And it's the Judge who scored the goal. The number 12 who's come on. Only their second goal in the whole campaign. That'll be a foul. And GMSC have a chance now to put it into the area. Blatant push from behind there from Shikhar. I think he was trying to go around him. But still a foul called. Chance pretty early to get one back here. Meet Anil Adekar, who's just come on. Adekar takes a shot. Oh, it was almost traveling into that back of the net. But Nitish Mehra had it covered. Didn't have enough power on it. Was quite far away actually. That's a good free kick. Picked up again by GMSC. Did well to keep it in play. Paramjit, who was quite annoyed with his defenders, plays that away. Nice movement there for Tondomba. Played inside. Another ding towards the second post. Paramjit gets there and smashes it. That's too high for our cameraman and for his strikers, because it gives the defenders enough time to gauge the ball and head it away. That's nicely done by Chuanga. And it's time for a cooling break. All to play for in the last few minutes, but for now it's Sudeva Delhi who have the lead. Time for a bit of hydration. And a few tactics as well, and maybe their first 3 points of the campaign.
तुम क्यों रो रहे हो? तो उसके लिए रो रहे हो बॉलिंग में?
This will be a really, really important victory if they can get it done.
तेरे को बॉल आती है खेलने? ये मुझे नहीं लगा तू। मैं बहुत खेला हूँ फुटबॉल, पर मेरा फेवरेट गेम वॉलीबॉल ही है। फुटबॉल एक पैर यहाँ किसी का खिलाड़ी का लग गया ना, अगला हाथ तेरे पैर में आ जाए। वॉलीबॉल खेलनी है। बॉल से कम हाइट पर जाके।
So here we go. It will be a Sudeva throw. Bonga. There was a push from behind. You could see it from here. GMSC want to take it fast, so they were saying not so fast. Dinked over the top. Nice touch from Kuntal Pakira, who's been really good since coming on. Spread to the right hand side. A bit of space to cross. Not taken first time. Trying to cut inside. Another delivery. Flicked on. This is the chance. Maybe it doesn't really fall towards Surajjit Singh at the back post. Sudeva Delhi needed a bit of luck. They got that with a mishap at the back, with a bit of extra spin on the ball. GMSC would love a bit of luck as well. And a draw on the travels won't be frowned upon by them. Of course, they would love 2 goals if they can get a win. First things first, they look for an equalizer. Sudeva Delhi have kept a clean sheet in that first game where it was 0-0. That's a nice move from GMSC towards the right hand side. Good block though by Aryan, who's been everywhere. Blocked the cross from coming in on that occasion. Cleared away. And on the break, Sudeva could have a chance, but cleared away by Dion Menezes, and he'll get a foul for it as well. Because the judge just left something on him as he cleared it. But the counter was on. He let the ball run beyond him rather than taking a touch. And if he took a touch and then fed it towards Rituraj, he would have been through. Nitish coming all the way.
अभी ठीक है अरे ये हीट हो रही है ब्लास्ट हो रहा
Chwanga is down. Mingte, as he's also known as on his jersey.
निखिल भैया बैटरी देखते रहना बैटरी ध्यान देना
See a lot of the boys enjoying the action. Hopefully, a few of them will be playing in this competition as they grow up. It was right hand side. That's a good challenge from Aryan again. In fact, I think it was from Lal Muamma. The crowd zooing and eyeing. With all the challenges coming in, that was a beautifully timed one by Lal. Another ball over the top, looking for that one, but can't get it. So 6 minutes plus a bit to play. Nicely won back there by GMSC, who are still sticking in it. Another ball over the top. Doesn't work out this time.
ओए शिवम शिवम वो देखिए वो कैसे लेटा पड़ा है वो पास हो जाएगी स्ट्रेचर लेकर बैठे हैं
Still another stoppage.
एक टाइम सारे में
And that was the goal. The judge expecting the ball to come to him. And when you manifest that, it does eventually take place. It looks like it will be a stretchering off, which is not the best thing to see when you're a Sudeva fan, but hopefully it's not too serious. So as I said, Karbi Anglong morning start take on FC Bengaluru United in the 6 p.m. kickoff. That'll be starting shortly on the Indian Football YouTube channel. And that's a foul. And then a push. Oops. And the ref gets in before it boils over. I think it already has. That's a poor one from Shikhar. You've got the foul. No need for the push. You're risking yourself getting sent off. And same with Nitish Mehra. He's got to get a card as well. That's what Rohan Dasgupta is saying. He can't keep coming here from the goal post and getting involved. He gets a yellow too. I think the first challenge was from Shravan Shetty. He'll get a yellow. Cards for everyone. Sudeva Delhi play Bengaluru United next on the 27th of April. And GMSC have a bit to do because they've got Delhi FC to play on the 26th. And then they've got Sporting Club de Goa, so it's not going to get any easier for them. And Sudeva Delhi have Bengaluru United and Sporting Club Bengaluru, both of them visiting them from, of course, the same part. Two mishaps from the defense. One for the bounce, second one where the clearance was supposed to be straightforward. And GMSC will be bearing the brunt. And he could be staring down the barrel of another defeat if they can't rescue things here. And that's a push. That'll be a foul. Sudeva Delhi don't like it, but it's a good decision from the ref. Can't be using your hands. Tondomba with that slight push. GMSC have won one, drawn one, and lost two. Could be the third one for them today, but there's still time. Here we go. Looking for a delivery. Not the best. Headed away by a red shirt. They let it go for a corner. Into added time we go. Get the confirmation as to how many added minutes there are soon. But this is an important corner for GMSC to pull one back. All the Sudeva players in the box. Delivered towards the second post. Not the best of defending there. Didn't really see the ball. It just hit him on the shoulder. And now a chance to break for the home side. It's been kept in play. Opportunity to cross it and to finish the game off. There's a runner inside. He goes himself. Goes towards the first post. And that should have been a pass across the area from Ijaj. Looking for a second, but Sankhil was free. Will that come back to bite them? Eventually, he did really well to open it up, but the second post, pass or finish, whichever, was better. Great pace on the break. There was also a cutback towards Jajo Prashant. He's already got one goal here, Ijaj. Well, he'll be hoping they don't concede now because he'll have himself to blame for the points dropped. But anyway, great pace from Sudeva Delhi. They've got to use more of it. That is their strength right now. The pace and the passing. Shikhar holds on to the ball for now. Chance to shoot. Ooh, that would have been an absolute blinder from Tondomba. Paramjeet was stretching. Paramjeet might have been beaten if that was dipping. I think he would have got there though. Very acrobatic goalkeeper as we've seen throughout the game. Sudeva smashed that away. The chase is on for Ijaj. He gets the header but can't get the follow-up against Palash. He stays down. Not fooling anybody though. He'll get back up. He needs to. Arvind plays it through. Kuntal, really good work from him. Keeps carrying the ball. There was a bit of a trip. No foul given by the ref. One back by GMSC. Lots to play for. A point up for grabs if they can get a goal here. Not crossing it into the area just yet. Shannon is coming. But the ball is dinked in. Poor delivery. It was behind everybody else. Shannon plays it through. Another chance to shoot. Not the best of deliveries and then shots. I think from Shravan it was. It's been a very eventful second half. Players down on both ends from Sudeva Delhi's point of view. They have run quite a bit. There will be some tired muscles around. "94 minutes played. Nitish looking for a clean sheet. It's almost there. That's a good header on. Chance maybe, but well defended. But now GMSC can try and break. Of course, Sudeva have most of the defenders back. Headed away there by Buanga. GMSC once again trying to push forward. Adhikar puts it through, headed away. That was an awkward one to deal with. And then cleared by Aryan. But again to a white shirt. Down the right, a bit of space to cross. If he can get past Aryan, that is. He doesn't, and it looked like it went off the white shirt. I think eventually it went off the red, and it will be another throw-in for GMSC. Brilliant defending from Aryan. No, it was his clearance. Jumped over it, did Adhikar. Sensing the clearance was coming, so he jumped over it. Arvind with the throw. Quite a bullet throw that is. Another ball into the area. It's been missed by everybody. And Nitish will take his own sweet time. He even checked if there was water in the bottle. There wasn't. Otherwise, he was going to take a sip of it. Sudeva Delhi, the only team not to win a game yet in the I League 2. They're almost there. GMSC need to be a little quicker. Cleared away again. That could be it. And that is it. Sudeva Delhi finally get their first win of the campaign. A hard-fought one, but nonetheless 3 points in the bag. 3 points courtesy of a Mohammad Ijaz Ahmed strike in the 73rd minute. GMSC have put everything into this one, but the returns, nothing. No points on their travels here. But Sudeva Delhi now will move up to 4 points, same as their opponents today, GMSC and Neroka, who picked up a win, their first one of the campaign as well yesterday. So now everybody has won a game in the I League 2. And Sudeva Delhi move into 1 to 4 points. The goal difference will stay at -1, but 3 points at the Sudeva Residential Academy as Sudeva Delhi beat GMSC by 1-0.
मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है क्या? नहीं, इसमें नहीं आ रही है, इसमें नहीं आ रही.
And coming up, already almost started on the Indian Football Channel, it's Karbi Anglong Morning Star versus FC Bengaluru United. So make sure to tune into that one. But for now, this is Liam signing off. Thank you for watching.